Welcome everyone to Team D4G's Blueprint of Wealth Training. It is my honor to have each and every one of you live watching this stream on our Google Hangout page, or if you're going to rewatch a recording of this training when we post it. But this is like the first of the Blueprint of Wealth where we're actually building leaders. So I'm very excited for tonight's training. One of the reasons is because I don't have to do the training. And I'm excited about that. So I could take out my notes and take some notes and, and get some great information and learn something new myself. It is my honor to present to you. I'm gonna go jump right into it. Present to you one of the up and coming leaders in Team D4G Blueprint of Wealth Success System. An up and coming leader. He's currently well, we're not going to talk about any particular companies, but he has a rank. He hit that rank pretty fast, and he's helping many earn plenty. So, with that being said, it's my pleasure to introduce to you one of my business partners, someone I've been, you know, locking arms with for the past year. Someone is definitely that's out there helping individuals that's in our groups, in our chat box, giving out value, great information to help you build your business. So, with that being said, it's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Eric Gilliard Jr. Eric, are you there?
I'm there. Can you hear me pretty loud and clear? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. The webinar is yours, sir.
Great, great. First and foremost, I want to thank Keith for allowing me this opportunity. I want to welcome everybody that's actually listening in right now. There is so much I have to say, but first I just want to thank him because he is actually one of my mentors, definitely somebody I really, really respect greatly. Also, I just, out of this whole experience, I feel blessed because, I'm still learning. I'm going to keep reiterating over this whole training. I'm 24 years old. So there are a lot of people my age that are doing other stuff. They don't have the same mindset I have. So I definitely have so much to learn. So the reason I became a leader is because I was first teachable. I had to have that willingness to learn other things and not really be ignorant of the industry and over myself. I see that so much, even right now. I still see it. I just to let you know a little bit about myself. I went to school for mass communications and journalism. I went to school for just writing. Writing is my passion. Public speaking is something I'm really, really avid about. I love being able to. I never meet a stranger. I'm always trying to gain relationships and learn about just new ideas and new things and things that I don't yet know about. I'm 24 years old, so I still have a great deal of wealth that is really, really going to help me out. So I wanted to go ahead and speak about entrepreneurship. I'm going to really make that title, so I hope everybody has a pencil or a pen and paper right now, because I'm really just going to jump into it. I'm just going to put it into Entrepreneurship 101, network marketing at its best. This industry is something that I love so much. The reason why is because, my father actually introduced me to the industry. I really didn't know what I was getting myself into when I first started. I just knew that I wanted to learn how to make money other than my 9 to 5. At the time, I was just graduating high school. To let you know about my age, I graduated in 2008 from high school. And I was like, you know what, I need to venture out and further my education. And then on the side, while I'm trying to gain my education, find another stream of income because I was not working at the time. I was just doing full-time classes. So Dad introduced me to this specific company, and I was like, okay, Dad, you're gonna go ahead and teach me this and show me this, and I know you've been doing this for a long time. I've watched you do it, Dad, but can I really do this? Is this something that's gonna be for me? And so I was excited because I was like, this is not something I'm used to. But once I finally understood the concept and actually sat down and looked at what my dad presented to me, I said, you know what, it hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, this is something I can do long term. This is what my dad saw as his financial freedom, and that's the reason why he right now, he's a pastor. He doesn't receive a salary. I don't mind telling you that he does not. This is his income. This is what he receives on a monthly basis because of the fact that he saw a great deal of potential in the industry we're all in. And so I want to go ahead and let you know of, the reason of why I'm doing this. So I came into the business in 2008, and I learned that I need to sign up into my business and actually understand the concept. So when you get into your business, when you first start your business, this is the first thing I want you to be able to write down. Understand the back office, understand what you're navigating through. I know that Keith has had this training before, and I hope everybody was listening to that. He had training on the back office for a reason. You need to know these things so that when people start to come into your business and you bring in your business partners, they'll understand what they're getting themselves into. They'll be able to answer the questions that need to be, that are usually the most common, most frequently asked questions. They're usually the ones that, are going to keep on getting the same questions over and over, and they'll be able to say, no problem, I know the answer to that question. People are going to ask. There are business partners that I currently have that will ask me everything to the T of the structure of the company, and I'm glad they do it because I made sure I did my due diligence. I made sure I researched and knew what I was talking about before I started. So before I join a company, and Keith knows this, before I join a company, I research. I go through the route. I check to see if, if this is my true vision. Like, do I see myself doing this for 5 years? Do I see myself doing this 10 years? Will I retire from this stream of income? Because honestly, I feel like I cannot be tied to a company. I feel like I need to brand myself. So when I join a company, I add it to my brand. And so that's the next thing I want y'all to be able to write down. Do not, and I repeat, do not be an employee to network marketing because you will always have that mindset. This is not a sign-up. You didn't join this company because somebody just told you, hey, sign up to this company. Usually I get that about every other day. Somebody presents an opportunity or business to me, and they tell me nothing about their company. Prime example is a few months ago, I was actually connecting with a few people, and one person in particular actually messaged me and said, well, you should really join my company because of this reason and that reason. And I was like, well, that's awesome. That's great. But you haven't really told me anything about yourself. So honestly, I will be glad to join your opportunity and join your company, But about joining you in the business, I'm not really too sure about that because I'll know more about the company more than I know about you. So send me the link to your company, and I'll join that company. But I'm not going. I'll probably get somebody else as my sponsor, but I won't get you. Send me the primary company's website. I'll join that. So that's the kind of mindset that I did not want to have. I did not want to have that. Don't speak to me as a customer. Speak to me as your business partner. And so that's the mindset I need to learn at a very young age. Do not treat this as just like a regular 9-to-5 job. So once you learn that, also make sure you write this down. Understand your brand. Just like I said earlier, I think of my business as my brand. Understand your brand. When I say brand, I mean when I'm involved in an organization or company, I'm not just saying, oh, I'm with this company or that company. I let them know that, this is Eric B. Gilbert Jr. Incorporated, and I just so happen to have this as my stream of income. I just decided to use this platform because I feel like this is going to be the vision to create financial freedom. And so now, majority of us on this hangout right now are listening to this because we are in a specific group that lets us know that, this vision is true. This is something we can do for long term. This is something that we can continue to gain a wealth of knowledge from. And so that's kind of why I wanted to embark in my business because I felt like that was something I can do for years to come. My main goal is to set a foundation for my kids and their kids and their kids. So I wanted something for the long term. So the next thing I want you to be able to write down is while you understand your brand and branding yourself is so important, establish a presence. Once you start your business, you are so excited about starting. You're like, okay, all right, so I signed up to this company. So I need to understand what I need to do next. So this right now, this training is exactly what that is. This training is entrepreneurship 101. What do I do next? Now that I've signed up, what's next? So once you get started with your business, yes, number one, know your back office, understand the brand, understand the vision, understand who the top end people, the CEO, the VP, know who all those people are, because you want to be connected where the high rollers are. You want to be connected to whoever is gaining that success, because iron sharpens iron. You want to be able to be attracted to them. So you have to be able to know in the back of your mind that this is definitely something I want to start with. So this is how you get started. Don't go out and invite a bunch of people offhand. You want to be able to be, somewhat of a expert of, and it's safe to say, you want to be able to be an expert of your business. You want to be able to explain the compensation. You want to be able to know how exactly you get paid. So when people ask that question, you know, some people don't just want to hear the video. They want to be able to go ahead and, have you explain everything. So this is how you can do that and pique interest. So once you learn all this information and be a student of your business, because that's number one. Number one is always being a student of your business. You want to go ahead and make that list. So this is what you do. Once you're comfortable with your business, once you feel like you know the value and what this can do for other people, you want to be able to go ahead and share that. You don't want to hold it in. So you're going to start to make a list of at least 50 to 100 people. So that's at least, at the minimum 50. You want to be able to not just target, the people that are close, but you also want to, target the people and actually communicate with the people you usually talk to on a regular basis, just because of the fact that they know what you would already be involved in, and you would want to be connected with people who have a like mind. You want to be able to connect with people that have the same interests at heart, so when you pick that interest, they say, oh yeah, I've been wanting to, inquire about what you've been doing. I've been seeing you behind the scenes. I want to really get a full grasp of what exactly you do for your business, because that sounds like something I may want to do. So, and the only reason I say it is because I've heard that, in my business that I'm currently in right now, speaking about Eric, this is the business I'm currently in. So honestly, I can have a different conversation with my customers, because I'll have customers and I'll have business partners. So I'll have a different conversation with my clientele than I will have, with somebody who is in business with me. So when I want to add more business partners to my brand, I'll present to them like this. Hey, uh, I've definitely I'm definitely excited about what is about to come for this year, and I would love for you to see this information that I have for you. And I'm very, very excited because I know that you would definitely love it, and I want to go ahead and share this with you. This is something I always say. I would love to share, because I'm not imposing. I'm not trying to let them know that, well, you have to see this video. I want them to be comfortable and let their guard down. And I always let them know, say, hey, this is something I know that I would love to share with you, something that I know you would enjoy to watch. So if you had a few minutes, I'd definitely love for you to take the time out to go ahead and see this, Or let's say if you're going ahead and making your list of 50 to 100 people, make that list of the warm and cold market, So you want to actually make a list of 50 people, people that you already know, people that, could be friends and family, but mostly just like your friends or your connections, somebody you're really close to in a high up, friendship level. So somebody you can trust. And then the other 50, I would say, definitely do something in the cold market. I would say, really, I encourage you to do business cards, because that's something that I'm very strong about. Do business cards because of the fact that you can send out so many within a day. I'll let you know what I do. I'll put up 500 to even 300 to 500 business cards and just place in different places. So you would expect a phone call from at least, I would say, at least 50 of those people. If you send out 300 business cards, you will expect at least a good number of phone calls back. Hey, Eric, I actually saw your business card, man, and I would love to, get more information on this. I would really like to. This seems like something I see myself doing. I would get a phone call from just that business card, or let's say if I'm making that phone call, or if I'm even marketing online. Let's say I'm marketing online, and I'm going on Facebook or things of that nature. If somebody wants to have more information, or if I'm wanting to go ahead and let them know about what I'm involved in, I don't just approach it as, well, hey, here's my company, here's my business. I let them know about me first. So they'll know about Eric. Of course, I said I brand myself. And so what I would do is I would let them know, hey, here's my full information. Here's my phone number, or let me get your phone number. Let me call you so I can go ahead and explain this more in depth. Because I don't believe in just texting and talking. I'll say here, let me be more personal. Let me call you, and let's go ahead and discuss this right now. Because me, honestly, and I know Keith knows this, I'm always the kind of person that I'm always trying to find a way to help somebody. Like, how can I help you? What can I do to better, better make your year a lot better? What can I do to, increase in your life? That's really the main thing. So when I talk to people, when you talk to your list of people, just have a regular conversation. Don't make it a sales pitch. Just have a regular conversation. See what they're really wanting to, talk about. Don't try to tailor it to make it seem like you're trying to sell them something. Have a regular conversation. Hey Keith, what's going on, man? How are you doing? I know that I know that you were trying to, go out and ball a little bit. I heard that you were going back on the court, man, and you also did some refereeing. I was like, and that's awesome because I'm trying to get back on the court too. Oh man, that's cool. That's cool. You know, Actually, I was in your area a little bit earlier because of the fact that I actually went to this great conference, and I was going to let you know, but I know you was busy. But when I'm back in town, I would love to go ahead and let you know what I'm involved in. Next time I get back in town, I'll invite you. Just because I know that's something we both would enjoy. And plus, I know you said you want to get back into sports anyway. What I do in my current business, I can go ahead and do bookings for even sporting events. That's something I know you would enjoy. So, let's go ahead and I would definitely send you this information. Get back to me, and I'll go ahead and next time I'm in town, I promise you, man. We're gonna go ahead and get that taken care of, and let me know what you think. So that's something I'll always do. I'll always try to make it personable, and plus, you don't want to just send them information and not follow up. You always want to be able to follow up within 24 hours. You don't want to miss another day because if you don't follow up in 24 hours, somebody would have already, just went past it and got their mind off of it. So a way to prevent that, and this is another thing I want you to go ahead and write down real quick and put a star on it, or asterisk, whatever you want to put on it. But this is something that I definitely want you to write down. The biggest thing to prevent somebody for passing by your opportunity or whatever you want to present, do that three-way call. Three-way calls are that's like, well, that's the honestly, in my opinion, most important thing as far as gaining business partners is because that lets the person know that they're very serious about this. This is something that you know they really think a lot of this person. Oh wow, you put on a three-way call with your mentor. That means a lot to me. You took the time out to do that. You have to do that three-way call so that they'll feel comfortable about getting involved with you, because that is what let's disregard that. I feel like that three-way call is so important, and even if you don't get on a three-way call with the mentor, things of that nature, get them on a three-way call with that sizzle call, or that 2 or 3 minute call about your business or opportunity. Find that phone number and find that information and say, hey, I got some great information, man. If you have 2 minutes of your time, I want you to go ahead and take this out real quick, man. I'm going to be on the line, but I want you to hear this right quick. Okay, give me 1 second. And then that's it. They'll hear that for 2 or 3 minutes. They'll have understood the concept. Then they'll say, you know what, that's pretty interesting, man. Tell me more about this information. Can I meet you somewhere? Like, is there something that I can actually go to? Is there an event for this? They're gonna start asking you questions. Their interest is gonna be piqued so high that those 2 or 3 minutes are powerful. And even that three-way call with the mentor, that three-way call, and I'm not gonna get into the script on tonight, But I do want to, tonight three-way calls is amazing because, number one, you're you're getting a chance to pick the brain of the mentor. That's somebody that you know has already reached a certain tier, or somebody who can direct you to the right path. Because I can tell you, once I join a company, I would love training. I would love that next step, that help, that guidance. So let's say you've heard the three-way call, you get ready for that follow-up. You get ready for that follow-up. You say, hey man, how did you enjoy the information? What questions do you have for me? Always ask that. Always ask, what questions do you have about the information that I've given? I may have a question about this. I may have a question about that. Okay, well, this is what I can do. I have this for you right here. Let's go ahead and let me explain this more in depth so you can understand my vision. Because you're not just explaining the company, you're explaining the vision. And they want to know where you see yourself going with this. So for entrepreneurship, that's why I'm very generic now. I'm not naming any companies. I'm not naming any business. This is industry wide. So when somebody gets ready to join your business, this is the most important part. You don't want to miss anything. You don't want to leave anything out. You want to let them know and guide them there. You don't want to just tell them what to do. I've posted this so many times. Great leaders don't just tell you what to do. They show you how it's done. They lead by example. They make sure that you know every single step to the T, so that you don't want to miss out. You don't want to miss out. You don't want to feel like you've been deprived of information. So when you get started and help them get started, then that's when they say, okay, what's next? The next thing that you do once they get started and you walk them through that entire process, you will then set up that coaching call so they can go ahead and launch their business. Set up a coaching call. Don't be afraid to call them. They will love to contact you at any time. For my team, and I don't mind letting people know, I have a 24-hour policy. When somebody calls me, I'm going to answer my phone because of the fact that I don't want to miss anybody, in my organization or in my business. There were some people that were overseas in my business, and I want to be able to communicate with them at any time, whether it be by Skype or by phone. You want to be able to be available, and when you're not, let them know, hey, I couldn't make your call. I do apologize, but I'll definitely make sure I can get back to you within the next hour or two. Just that constant communication is so important. Gain a relationship, in my opinion, and again, it's an opinion. Relationship to me means consistent communication. And once you have that consistent communication, even with your team, they will have so much more respect for you, so that they'll feel comfortable when they can't, get in contact with you. So that you've spoken to them so much, even once they've started their business, that they'll feel okay if they haven't talked to you for a day or two or so. They'll understand that, hey, they're busy, but I'll get back to them very, very soon. That's the kind of relationship that is great with this industry. And once we continue to learn more, because like I told you, and I'll keep telling, I'm 24 years old. So you're hearing somebody that's 24 years old. Yes, I was born June 16, 1990. I have so much to learn. I have an ample amount of knowledge that still needs to be embedded in my Pioneer brand. I have not arrived yet. Newsflash, I have not arrived yet. But I want everybody to know that this is the knowledge that I have achieved and received within this time frame. In 24 years of life, I feel like I'm a better person than I was in 2014, than I was in 2013. All because of my mentorship and guidance from people like, Keith Jones, and from people that I've always looked up to, even my father, for helping me get started in this industry. So now that everybody knows exactly how to get started, I want y'all to understand that with success also comes consistency. And so now that you started your business, don't just stop within the first week. You say, oh, this is an awesome opportunity, and then the second week you say, okay, well, I'll get back to it after I finish my work at my job. And the third week you say, you know what, I haven't really been working my business so much. I wonder who's still on my team. You want to be able to keep a consistent track record of you're a business at all times. In order to be successful in this industry, it really it it consists of consistency. Consistency is so important. It's so important because you want to be able to gain that residual freedom consistently, and you don't want to miss out on it. Even for the group and the team now that I'm involved with, I love just seeing the energy. I love seeing the push that everybody has. We have a specific challenge now. We try to make sure we encourage everybody at all times because, again, now that you started your business, you want to establish a presence. Put your name out there until you don't have to introduce yourself anymore. Make sure that you establish that presence now that you started your business and now that you help somebody else launch their business. So really go back to what I said. This hangout will be recorded. Go back to everything I said. I'm gonna try to understand everything because when I first started, honestly, it was not like that. I didn't know what to do. I had to go back to what I knew. I'll let y'all know. I actually my background is in mortgage. I did mortgage I was an underwriter at Wells Fargo. You know, all I knew was mortgage and learning how to process, and also I did sales. Done everything from door to door, telecommunications, telemarketing. I've done retail sales. I've done everything from retention, snatching people's ACs from the back window. I've done everything, you name it, out of 24 years of life. And now that I've put that all away to do this industry, I'm not going back. So I want y'all to understand that, you know, ladies and gentlemen, this is the industry to be in. You listen to this hangout because you're intrigued off the industry as much as I am, or more. But and that's up for discussion too. But I really I'm excited about it. I see great things to come. I want to be able to reach 8 or 9 figure before I'm 30. And I want to see other people do that, and it can be done because this is the highest paid industry in the world. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for listening in. Just by closing, my portion of the hangout, I hope everybody got some great information off of it. And this is only the beginning. Again, this is just how to get started. Learning the three-way call, learning making a list, and actually going through and being very detail-oriented about it. Understanding your back office, understanding the business before you share the opportunity. Being a student first and then being a leader. That's what it's all about. Because every leader had to first be a student. Every expert had to first be a beginner. So I want to thank everybody for listening in, and I'll give it back to you, Pete.
Awesome training, Eric. Man, you had me over there crying, man. Like I'm ready to pass you the torch right now. you know, but that's what we do, ladies and gentlemen. We're here not to, have you work for us. We're here to show you how to become leaders, and Eric is a prime example of an up and coming leader, and how he just stepped up, right now and gave you a awesome training. We do have an up-and-coming leader that joined us on the panel, and that's Miss Coco. She don't have a picture or anything up there, but after she does a couple things and bring in more people and things of that nature, I already know she has what it takes to do the training, but she has to earn this spot first. So definitely, we're here to promote people that that has what it takes, not just talk about what it takes, but actually shows the effort and help that's helping people. If you see she's in the group, giving inspirational messages in the morning and in the chat box also, helping people, encouraging people and motivating people, and that's where it starts. And like I always tell my leaders and my inner circle, and my mentors always tell me, the cream will rise to the top. So, if you don't want to be put in this position as a leader and do training, that's fine. You don't have to be, But I know it is a couple people out there that want to be able to teach what they've learned to give back and help people go through what they went through and make sure that they could actually skip some of the pitfalls and don't experience some of the failure that they went through by giving the mentorship and the leadership the direct you in the right, the direction. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Keith L. Jones, aka the Coach, and we're at 9 o'clock, which is 30 minutes. I will post this recording of Eric's awesome training in the Facebook group and in the chat box. Until next week, same bat channel, same bat time, which is Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll see you next week on our next training. Thank you and God bless. We'll see you next week, everyone. You have a great day.